And welcome everybody to the Simulation Football League here in Jacksonville as we get ready to get underway with the Carolina Skyhawks and the Jacksonville Kings. My name, Brett Morgan. Up with me in the booth today is Robert Garrett. And Robert, we've got a pretty anticipated game on our hands here tonight.
Yeah, this is a big game between two big-time rivals coming into the game at 2-2. It looks to be a good matchup and a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, that it does. Both of these teams looking to try and get that edge early, still in the season. Try and, get that winning record. Both of these teams coming in around the same level means that I think we're really going to have a solid offensive and defensive battle. Both sides of the field really coming into play here, and there's going to be a lot on the line for them.
Yeah, man, neither team wants to go under 500, so it's going to be a good back-and-forth fight to see who comes out with a positive record, as you said earlier.
Well, as we get this kickoff underway, we're just a few moments away from getting out on the field and getting things ready to roll with the kickoff of this game. And again, this is the Simulation Football League, so it's just going to be fantastic to see how things get kicked off and underway here.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Jacksonville's offense has had a really hard time getting the ball into the end zone the last couple weeks. So I look to see how they want to get going here as they get the ball.
Well, kickoff is underway. It's going to be fielded at the 1 yard line, taken out. It's going to be a good tackle right around the 26 yard line. It's going to be Jacksonville starting with decent possession on the field.
Yeah, and it's always a good spot to come out first. And as the home team, get a chance to put points on the board early for your home crowd.
That indeed. So they're going to line up two receivers out left. You have Christensen, quarterback. So he'll look to take this first play of the game. It's going to be a handoff. Right side, going to be a couple of yards by Jared Willis to try and start the momentum for this Jacksonville offense.
Yeah, coming up to make the tackle was actually strong safety Tristan Hatley on that last play. Normally you're looking at the linebackers, a lot of power in the front seven for the Skyhawks. So Jacksonville going to have some struggles on the run game tonight.
2nd and 9. Two receivers outright. Carolina looking to push up mid. It's going to be a handoff up the middle. Good break. He'll get a couple of yards out of it. It'll make it 3rd and 4.
Jared Willis comes back with a little bit of power himself, runs through a guy, makes sure he gets a few yards before going down to the ground. Now looking at a 3rd and short, they have plenty of options in their playbook.
And they do. Critical 3rd down here to try and keep this momentum on the opening drive. Going to be a throw right up the mid. It's going to be an excellent catch there by Jack Wall, and it'll get them the first down.
Yeah, a lot of teams in the SFL so far this season have found their safety valve in the tight end, and there's just another one there as Christensen finds Jack Wall open in the middle of the field.
So it'll be 1st and 10 on the Jacksonville 40. They're able to get a good 8-yard completion to get that first down, and we'll see them looking to go in the air again. It'll be off to the right side. Going to be able to get some good yardage as he's fighting to try and get to that first down line. He's 1 yard short, but my goodness, what an effort from Jared Willis there on the right side to just power his way through.
Yeah, Jared Willis coming out and showing some strength, running through guys and really helping his team drive downfield. The Skyhawks have got to get him before he gets ahead of steam.
2nd and 1, handoff in the mid. It'll be a good for about 2, but it's just enough for the first down as Jacksonville crosses over that halfway point to encroach on Carolina territory.
Yeah, Shervon Prasad coming up, making a big tackle to stop him, but it was too little too late as he fought ahead and got the first down for his team.
Let's see if the Carolina defense can start coming up with plays here as we get set at 1st and 10. Christensen going to look to hand it off again. It'll be another short run. Grabs about 2. And Jacksonville, they've not been finding too much success with the running game early on here.
Now they're just looking to see what they can get going here. They've gone to it a lot so far in this first drive, and it's gotten them a couple yards, keeping them ahead of the chains, which is really the most important thing for them right now.
And it is a lot of wide receivers. He's going to drop back, looking deep. Going to be a pass completed out to the right side. Caught for a massive gain there by Grayson Willis. And Jacksonville just continuing their drive downfield.
Yeah, Grayson Willis just makes a great cut on what looked to be a post route. The corner just wasn't able to stay with him. Went a little too deep in coverage, and the Kings keep marching the ball downfield.
Good progress on this opening drive for them. As now on the 24-yard line, they at least are pretty secure in field goal range, but I know they're going to be looking for 7 here as they get lined up again. 2 receivers out left in an I formation. Going to be another pass off to the left side. Caught again by Grayson Willis, and he'll be tackled down around the 19-yard line.
Yeah, and Zane Doty playing short in coverage on that last play, able to come up and make the tackle quickly on Grayson Willis before he was able to try and do any shifty moves or anything like that.
Line up again. 3 receivers out right, 1 on the left. It'll be Grayson Willis. Or, sorry, my bad. Christian Christensen out by himself. So look, pass over to the right side. Oh, and a drop almost intercepted. It was a great opportunity there on the play, but just unfortunately not able to come down with it.
Yeah, that's going to be one that the receiver is shaking his head at on the way back to the huddle. Had plenty of open space and could have caught the ball, but just tried to do too much before he had possession and ends up dropping it.
So with that completion, it'll be 3rd and 5. Looks like they'll be trying to throw again here. Christensen by himself. Going to be looking mid, takes the throw, and it's a good catch. He'll grab him the first down and get him within 10.
And Christensen playing calm and composed so far on this drive. Had Skyhawks all over in coverage on that play, but was able to sit in the pocket and find the one man that he could get the ball to.
And it was a solid play from the defense as well. It was a little bit of a hole. They were able to close down on it, but now with the 1st and goal on the 9-yard line, Carolina's really going to have to step it up as it's going to be a run up the mid. He's going to be able to get past, and what an excellent run by Jared Willis, and it's going to give Jacksonville the first touchdown of the game.
Yeah, Jared Willis, we talked about it early on in the start of the drive, just using that power, fighting through contact, and that time he drags Shervon Prasad a couple yards and ends up getting into the end zone.
They're going to look to make it 7 here with the ensuing point after. It was an excellent run again there from Jared Willis. Just like you said, showing that strength, and it's something we saw earlier from him as well when he caught a pass over on that right side, his ability to just power through defenders. Is this kick going to be taken up? And it's good, so it'll be 7-0 in favor of Jacksonville as they're able to come away with points on the opening drive of the game.
Yeah, that drive just went Jacksonville's way, every way possible, and they got a good head of steam going for them now, but got to kick the ball to a Carolina Skyhawks offense who has looked pretty good so far this season.
It'll be Anthony CC on the kick. We get ready to see the opening offense for Carolina. Kick is off. Will be fielded deep, taken out. Run up middle. He's not going to be able to get much farther past the 20-yard line. He's able to make it to about the 21, and that is where they'll start their drive.
Yeah, they didn't get the return that they were hoping for, but getting past the 20 is the big thing for them, and let's see what they're able to come out in here.
They're going to need a quick response here early on in the game. We're going to see Sully Richardson, QB of Carolina, taking this first snap. Going to be a handoff, taken to the right side, and an excellent tackle there from Jacksonville. It's going to result in a loss of yards on the opening play of the game for Carolina.
Yeah, Jamal Carroll just read that play all the way, got off the outside edge without anybody blocking him, and was able to make a quick wrap-up on Logan Jack for a 3-yard loss.
So now 2nd and 13. Carolina going to be trying to generate something on offense. Going to be a throw. Oaf to the left side. Picked up. Oh, good yardage. He's able to break free. He's going to be going down the sideline. He's just got 2 more to beat. 27 going to be able to drag him down. And what a massive run for Carolina on the second offensive play of the game.
Yeah, Bernard Gooden saved a touchdown effort there on that tackle at the end. Logan Jack had a full head of steam and didn't look to stop, but able to get dragged down by his shoestrings, and Jacksonville gets a second to breathe.
And that they do, and Carolina off of a massive play. Gonna be set up 1st and 10 on the Jacksonville 28. It's Richardson again gonna be looking to go through the air. It's a pass almost intercepted. It was a close call. Bernard Gooden able to get a touch on it. And so that will end that play. And I do think, let's go ahead and go to the SFL studios for a quick game break with Cam.
Thanks, Brett. Jared Willis, not the only one that can score tonight. Mexico City, Houston, 4 different players have already scored touchdowns there. Warren Murray, Leroy Brown, Jason Bartley, and Mike Daggs. Tie game at 14 early in the second quarter from Houston. And now, back to Brett and the crew in Jacksonville.
Appreciate that update there, Cam, as we get underway. 2nd and 10. It's going to be a quick pass off to the left side. Breaks another tackle before finally brought down at around the 23, and it'll set up a 3rd and 5.
And Carolina has not, so far this season, been able to get Logan Jack going on the ground as they would like. But where they've been able to succeed with him so far is those swing passes and things along those lines where he can get a little bit of steam built up before there's a guy across from him.
So now 3rd and 5 after a big play to get them to this point. They don't want their drive to stutter here. Be looking in the air again. Passes up. Going to be caught within the 10-yard line. And that's going to be Jack Flash, the tight end, able to bring that down and get them 1st and goal.
Yeah, when in doubt, throw it to the big man. And that's exactly what Solly Richardson did there. Just a perfectly delivered throw towards the outside where only Flash would have been able to get it. And they're inside the 10-yard line now.
And they are, and they're going to be looking to try and respond with an opening touchdown of their own. Bunched up in center here as Richardson looks to take it out of center. It's going to be another throw, quick pass off to the left side. Great catch as he tries to power his way through. Jack, I should say, able to get it to about the 3-yard line. And now they've got a couple more opportunities to try and punch this through.
Yeah, Clay Jones using his strength and keeping Logan Jack in one spot, able to drag him down to the ground and keep him from scoring on that last play.
And a quick run here up the middle. Not going to be able to power his way through this time. Logan Jack able to grab 1 or 2. It's going to set him up on 3rd down as they're not able to get it punched all the way in.
And Carolina's offensive line there just didn't get a very good push. Couldn't figure out what hole to take for Logan Jack and ends up only getting a gain of 1 yard.
Big 3rd down coming up here for Carolina. They'll opt to run it again. There'll be a swing to the right side, and it is not going to happen. 4th down after that tackle coming through from Alex Bond will stop Carolina in their tracks.
And the big thing on that play there is Logan Jack actually was set up pretty well for the touchdown, but Tony Zoma not able to sustain the block on Alex Bond as Bond fights off across him and takes Logan Jack into the ground.
They take it 97 yards downfield, but unfortunately Carolina going to have to try for a field goal attempt. It's up, and it's going to be through 7-3, but I have a feeling Carolina is going to be walking away wishing they could have gotten more out of that drive.
Yeah, but I think that for both teams, really, the first drive is one of the most important. It gives you the chance to see what the defense is going to do across from you and kind of what they're thinking on the pace of the game and how they're going to try to control you. So it'll be interesting to see Carolina come back on their next drive and see what kind of adjustments they made.
Whistle Jones sends it deep. will be fielded out to about the 25-yard line. Good return to set up Jacksonville for their second possession of the game.
Yeah, Jacksonville got a lot of momentum on their side, only gave up 3 points inside of the 5-yard line after a really good scoring drive on the previous offensive drive for them.
Christensen going to be looking to hand this one off. Good power, and it's a breakaway. He's going to be going down the left side. He's got no one in sight. Jared Willis is going to go all the way downtown, 13 or 13-3 as they look to make it 14 in a moment.
And Jacksonville's offense just got the perfect setup for that play. You know, only 1 or 2 guys were able to try and make contact with Jared Willis, and he just bowled right through them. And at that point, there's nobody left deep, and he was able to take his way to the end zone without any kind of pressure.
Yeah, just got that clean breakaway on the left side and then was off to the races. Only one even close was Davidson Joseph, but too far behind to be able to catch it up. So it's a quick drive there for Jacksonville. And they're able to convert really early on, 2.5 minutes left in the first quarter. And if they can get this PAT through, it'll be a 14-3 lead that they'll be controlling early on. PAT here is going to be up, and it's through, 14-3.
Yeah, in that first drive, you know, we talked about how they were really only getting Jared Willis a few yards per carry, and it seems like they forgot about that first drive completely. Came out, gave him the ball, and let him do his thing there. So now Carolina's got the chance to answer. Let's see what they do.
Kickoff here is going to be Anthony Cece as he looks to send it back after a quick Jacksonville offense. It's going to be fielded deep again, brought out. It's going to be a breakaway to the left side. He's not going to be able to make it too far as the defenders catch up to him. And so Carolina will start their second possession on their own 23-yard line.
Yeah, and this is right where they started their last drive and honestly had a really good drive until they got into the red zone. That's where they kind of sputtered out. Couldn't figure out how to get things going at that point.
Let's see if they can start to get things figured out now. They need to make sure this game doesn't get too out of hand early on here. Gonna be a handoff left side. Quick pickup, but he's able to power through. And that's Logan Jack again, showing off his power and able to brush off some of these tackles to get 5.
Yeah, and Succo Lamano actually came up and was playing in the box for that play to make the tackle. Able to take Logan Jack down after the first few contacts slowed him down a little bit.
A lot of receivers outright. 3 to the right, 1 to the left as it's going to be taken in the air. Pressure coming through, and it's going to be a massive sack coming in to Quan Hale. Going to drill him down to make it 3rd and 13.
And that is the one thing that Carolina can't do in this game. They can't let Solly Richardson get uncomfortable. He tends to make quite a bit of mistakes. When defenses are getting to him like that, that offensive line has got to step up and do their part.
That they do. They got a long 3rd down to try and extend this drive. It'll be another pass over to the right side. Caught, but not with a whole lot of space to work with. And that Carolina offense going to be sputtering out yet again as they just cannot seem to find an answer for this Jacksonville defense.
Yeah, and Richardson tried to get that ball out just a little too fast and threw the ball a little bit behind Heath McDaniel Jr. on that play, which is why he wasn't able to fight ahead for a few yards. He was busy trying to gain his balance.
Well, on 4th and 11, we'll see a punt coming here from Carolina. That's up high. Good punt. Will be received and taken out. Gets to about the 46-yard line before being taken down. That's going to be excellent field position for Jacksonville.
Yeah, sitting at the 46. They're just barely on their side of the field. Not got a whole lot of ways to go. And the way Jared Willis has been playing so far, you got to think they're probably looking to go back to him.
More than likely, but they're going to have a lot of options here sitting around the midfield point. 4 receivers out, 2 on either side as Christian Christensen will look to take this under center. Looking for the throw. Quick pass out mid. Almost intercepted, and it is going to be intercepted. The tip-up was there, and then bringing it down is Davidson Joseph, and that'll give Carolina back possession.
Yeah, Tristan Hatley was set up perfectly to make a play on that ball. Got his hands up in the air, batted it away, and Davidson Joseph just took care of it from there, took the ball in, and made sure that they got the ball back for their offense.
And after a disappointing second drive from Carolina, they're given a second opportunity here with a little bit better field position. Will be 1st and 10 on the 33. Sully looking for a throw off to the right side. Caught by Logan Jack, as he'll be able to cross that first down and get them closer to the midfield mark.
Yeah, and sometimes these running backs get a little eager to try and spin out of contact and do spin moves. And I think that was a case there where if Logan Jack had maybe planted his right foot and cut back inside, he had a better chance of losing the defenders on him.
And he did, but Carolina able to get a critical first down is something they were struggling with on their previous drive. Will be a handoff, stopped quickly. Defense coming in strong for Jacksonville as J.R. Lawless able to get the hands on that tackle.
Yeah, J.R. Lawless playing on the outside, able to read that play well and get off the edge, immediately make the tackle without much worry.
And not much worry at all. He found the hole, made his way through it. As we come to the end of the first quarter, Jacksonville skyrocketing off to a quick 14-3 lead, but Carolina in the driver's seat are going to be looking to try and get things back under control on this possession. We get set to go here, 2nd and 12 on the Carolina 43. Going to be another handoff, and the Jacksonville defense is not swayed. They get there yet again to continue to stop these running plays up the middle.
Yeah, the offensive line for Carolina just is not up to par right now. They're not hitting their blocks. They're not blocking the guys they're supposed to when they do get them. And it's just causing all kinds of problems in the backfield.
It's going to be a throw down mid, gets tipped away, incomplete. And Carolina, after being given that second opportunity, not able to do a whole lot with it. We're going to be having to look at another punting situation here on 4th and 13.
As I stated a little bit earlier, Jacksonville doing their best to keep Solly Richardson uncomfortable in the pocket. Tries to throw that ball out of there quickly to avoid the sack, throws it into triple coverage, and Carolina should be happy that that ball was not picked off.
And they'll try and get Jacksonville as far away as they can here with this punt. It's going to be a good one. Receive deep, immediate tackle. They're all over him, Carolina. And Jacksonville going to be starting this possession from their own 23.
Yeah, and great punt coverage there by the Skyhawks. Able to come up off of that gunner position on the outside of the sideline and quickly make the tackle before the returner could think about where he was going to go with the ball.
So we'll see if Jacksonville can ensure that they continue going through the air, but without giving it away. So we see Christian Christensen again going to be taking this one. Looks for the pass out right. Good catch. It's not going to be enough power to get through. He steps out of bounds, and Jared Willis only going to be able to pick up a few there.
Davidson Joseph, the guy that came up with the last interception, is the one to make the tackle there. Just stayed up and really kind of spied on Jared Willis on that play. Followed him towards the sideline and made that tackle.
And they've been looking for these throws a lot. I think they're finding a lot of space open on the field as they get ready to get set here. Going to be a handoff up mid. It's going to grab a couple, make it 3rd and 3. But Jared Willis starting to find a little bit of trouble with this Carolina defense.
Yeah, Willis still showing a little bit of strength there, able to fight ahead for a couple yards on the gain. But Carolina's defense playing great right now, plugging up the middle the best that they can and really just making trouble for Willis.
Christensen, another handoff up mid. That is going to be a first down. Grabs a couple more. And Willis finally able to power through some defenders to extend this drive a little longer.
Jared Willis so far in this game has really just had Trevon Prasad's number. It's the guy that he trucked there at the beginning of the play, and then Tristan Hatley following that, just running with extreme power. But they have got to be careful running like that because, you know, if he's getting hit this much late in the game, he's going to start tiring out.
Addy is Christensen. Going to be looking to take this one again. Two receivers out right. Could be a running play again up the middle. That it is. Willis not going to be able to find any spacing on that one. It's an immediate pressure coming through from the Carolina defenses. I think they're starting to pick up on what Jacksonville is looking to put down.
Yeah, Forrest Stark shot right through that offensive line and took Jared Willis to the ground before he had a chance to step forward more than maybe a yard in the backfield. It's a great play by the defense there.
Well, they go for it again, and Willis finds the space, and he's going to be able to grab another, or not another first down. He gets stopped just short. I thought he was just able to make it, but either way, I mean, they've been going for this play again and again, and he finally finds a big gaping hole.
And it just seems like the defensive line for the Skyhawks maybe got caught off guard there, and I'm not quite sure how because, as you said, they've been running pretty much the same play up the middle early on in this game, and it's continued to work.
Let's look and see if we see it again here. We do. Willis gonna get tackled just a few inches short. Almost able to cross that first down marker, but no, Carolina defense holding on strong.
Yeah, Levant Irvine, the acquisition for the Skyhawks at linebacker in free agency, able to come up and make that tackle to save the drive for the Skyhawks and get the punting team out on the field for the Kings.
And still early on in the game, Jacksonville's going to opt to punt it here. Going to be received deep. Immediately tackled. 23-yard line is where Carolina will be starting in this next possession, and they really need to try and find more momentum out of this one here.
Yeah, hopefully during that last Jacksonville drive, they got a chance to talk it out with their offensive line, figure out what the problems were so that they can be a little bit more stable here on offense, but we'll have to see what they come out and try to do.
That we will. Carolina 1st and 10 on their own 23. And Sully looking to throw, gets knocked down. Excellent play there from the Jacksonville defense as they stopped that what could have been a huge opening had they been able to connect on it.
Yeah, and he had the right choice there, trying to throw that ball to Jack Flash. The problem there was that he put a little bit too much air underneath the ball, and it just floated too long, and Jacksonville was able to make a play on Flash.
Second and 10 here, Carolina opts to get it up the middle. Power play there. They're able to grab a couple more yards. Logan Jack just continuing to push his way through defenders to make it 3rd and 4.
Logan Jack not letting Jared Willis get all of the focus so far in this game, showing that he has the power to fight through tackles as well.
Be Sully again looking to take it here. Opts to go in the air. Quick pass to the left side. Picked up, and he's able to hold on to it. And it's going to be a first down for Carolina as Harris Prasad able to come down with that one. But let's quickly go back to the FSL studios for another quick game break from camp.
Thanks, Brett. An arena football game is broken out in Houston. 7 offensive possessions, 7 touchdowns. Houston leads Mexico City 28-21 with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Back to Brett and the gang in Jacksonville.
Appreciate that, Cam, as we see Jacksonville continuing to defensively pressure this Carolina offense. They are not allowing them to do what they want to do with any sort of consistent momentum right now.
No, they just have not been able to get Logan Jack going on the ground, and a lot of it has to do with the big man up front and the blocking.
2nd and 10. It's going to be a handoff, and he's going to find space. Breaks one tackle, breaks another. He's going to get a spin around. He's still going. Finally brought down. And Logan Jack must have heard us down there, Garrett, because he goes a distance for that play.
Yeah, it seems like all of a sudden the switch just flipped in Logan Jack's head, and he just didn't want anything to do with Jacksonville. He was ready to carry that ball all the way back to Carolina if he had to.
So after a massive game there, Carolina setting themselves up well. 1st and 10, Jacksonville 26. Sully gets the handoff outright, but it's going to be immediately blocked. Loss of 3.
Yeah, I mean, we've said it a few times already. Just the blocking hasn't been there for Carolina for most of this game so far, and Logan Jack being really the one to suffer from it, getting hit a lot in the backfield and really not having much to do with it.
Sully all by him lonesome. He's going to look to throw. Short pass up the middle. Going to be a solid completion there by Jack Flash. Set him up on 3rd and 5.
Yeah, and that was another ball thrown by Sully. A little bit too much air underneath it, but this time Jack Flash goes up, pulls it down, makes sure he makes the catch before the contact comes to him.
This is a very big down here for Carolina. I know they're going to be wanting to continue to inch closer and get this lead that Jacksonville's built back down. It'll be another pass complete to the right side, and an excellent catch there. It'll set them up on 1st and goal on the 9-yard line.
And Sully threads the needle on that play, gets the ball into Shea Carroll between 2 defenders. Carroll does a great job pulling that ball in. They're now inside of the 10-yard line again, and we've seen some struggles the last time they were here. Let's see what they can do about it now.
Carolina lined up. Going to be taken by Sully. Goes in the air to the left side. Good knockdown all the way through, and there it is, the response from the Skyhawks as Logan Jack continuing to perform out on the field.
Yeah, Logan Jack not worried about what his blockers are doing anymore, figuring out ways to do it himself at this point. Once he got this reception, he looks and finds an opening, zigs and zags between defenders to find his way into the end zone for a touchdown.
And that is a well-needed response for Carolina after 2 failed drives prior to this. Able to get them back within 5, looking to make it 4 here with this PAT attempt. Carolina kick is up, and it'll be through. Carolina gets to 10 and within 4 of Jacksonville.
Yeah, so far this has been quite the battle of the running backs. The only difference here is that with Logan Jack, it's been on swing passes and things through the air, whereas for Jared Willis, it's been all on the ground. And the ball's going back to Jacksonville. Let's see if they continue to ride Willis.
Whistle Jones on the kickoff. Be sent deep. Jacksonville to return out of their end zone. Run up the midfield, and Carolina pouncing. Will stop them at the Jacksonville 24 after a pretty decent return there from Mike St. Green.
Yeah, it's always good. The farther you can get the ball downfield, the quicker your offense has the chance to strike and move downfield. So starting at the 25, which is about 5 yards more than teams normally start, right around the 20.
From Jacksonville, 1st and 10 on the 24. Receivers on both sides. Be a drop back deep, but the sack coming through. Massive play coming in from the Carolina defense as they take Christensen to the ground.
Yeah, the defensive line just doing a great job fighting through the pressure, continuing to stay in Christensen's face so that he doesn't have the chance to throw the ball, and they're able to take him into the ground for a loss. Carolina now got them pinned in a 2nd and 18. You got to think it's going to be hard to go to Jared Willis this deep.
Yeah, that it is. It's going to be 2nd and forever here. As expectedly, Richardson will be dropping back by himself, looking to get a throw off here. It'll be deep to the left side. Caught as well. Beautiful pass. It was in coverage, but in the end, they're able to come down with it and get the first down.
Yeah, that was just a one-on-one jump ball, and Ken Gossett is able to come up with it on that play. Great job by the receiver, staying focused on the ball, not worried about where the defender was to pull that catch in.
That's exactly what Carolina needed. They were in a sticky situation there, but able to make, or sorry, Jacksonville needed. They were in a bit of a sticky situation, pinned deep. But now on the 37-yard line, they got a little bit more space to work with. It's Christensen going to hand up the midfield, almost a breakaway, but it'll be stuffed. 6-yard in, it'll be 2 and 4.
Yeah, and I think the big difference that we've seen in this game so far is the blocking. And that play was one that showed that the Jacksonville offensive line was in the second and third levels of the defense, finding linebackers and safeties to block, which Carolina has not been able to do very effectively on offense.
Will be another handoff up the midfield, but this one getting stopped right in its tracks. It's a no gain run as it sets up a 3rd and 4 now for Jacksonville.
And just when I compliment the offensive line for Jacksonville, the defensive line for Carolina turns around and says, hey, you know, we can do this too. Fights through and stops Jared Willis in his tracks.
2 receivers out left. They'll go for another run up the midfield, and yet again, Carolina expecting it, and as hard as he may try, Jared Willis unable to power through. It'll set up a 4th down.
You're starting to wonder if Jacksonville's maybe gone to the well one too many times as Carolina's started to lock down on Jared Willis and stopped him from getting anywhere.
And with that, it'll be our first time, our 2-minute warning. If you're new to the Simulation Football League, you're watching the first controllerless esport where strategy and AI instead of thumbs determine outcomes. Teams submit their game plans prior to the simulation, and the results play out live in real time with hundreds of viewers turned players, scouts, coaches, and team owners on the field to create an all-new kind of virtual reality. Visit www.simulationfl.net for more information as we get this punt underway. It's a deep hanging punt. It'll be returned out left, but not too far before Jacksonville able to pounce.
Yeah, Carolina's starting on the 20 now as their offense is going to come out, and they got plenty of time to get something done. 1:53 seconds is really no time when you've got all of the offensive weapons that Carolina has. So Jacksonville got to play smart and lock down on the guys they need to.
It's going to be Carolina trying to do something in these final 2 minutes of the half. Picked up, pass up the midfield, not going to be able to get there. And we'll set up a 2nd and 10 now.
Solly Richardson really favoring Jack Flash so far in this game. Tried to get the ball to him again there, but the defense was ready for it and just made a great play. Maybe a little contact before the ball was thrown, but the ref let it go, and 2nd and 10 for the Skyhawks.
That'll be Sully again. Looking to try and get him some yardage here. Hand off to the right side. A little bit of space. They're going to get a couple of yards out of it, but it's not still going to be a lot. Logan Jackie's trying out there, but the Jacksonville defense is holding on incredibly well right now.
Yeah, and they've done a great job. Even when there's a guy blocking them, they've been able to fight across the face of the blocker, get to where Logan Jack is headed, and take him down.
3rd and 8 on the 23. Sully takes way too long to try and get there. It'll be a timeout coming in at Jacksonville as they forced a 4th down on that sack.
Yeah, and if Sully's not having a word with his offensive line after that play, I don't know what they're going to do, because he didn't even get the chance to try and take his drop at that point. There was way too much pressure on him, and they take him down easily.
Well, that drive stopped short, and it's going to give Jacksonville some time to work with. They're able to take that timeout to stop the clock. It'll be a punt coming in here. Couple of seconds of hang time. It should be a good return. Oh, a spin move, almost 2. There's a good attempt there coming through from Mike St. Green, and he'll set up Jacksonville in excellent field position.
Yeah, Mike St. Green was thinking about the end zone and seeing Green on that play, spinning back and forth, just ducking and dodging, getting away from guys. And luckily for Carolina, they were able to get him and pin him down at the 49.
1st and 10, 1:10 to go in the 2nd quarter. Looks right, pass complete, sideline, and they'll be able to walk out of bounds. 1:05 remaining, and it'll set up 2nd and 4.
Yeah, Carolina's defense did a good job at tackling Jared Willis on that play, but they got to try to keep them in bounds now with 1:05. If they play the sidelines, there's good chance that Jacksonville finds their way towards the end zone.
Jacksonville looking to try and put some extra points up here before the second half. Christensen again. He's going to be taking it back, looking for a pass. Caught! And it's an excellent catch as well coming through from Grayson Willis. They're going to do a hurry-up offense to try and save that timeout if possible.
Yeah, Davidson Joseph tried to make a play on the ball, but just moved too quick.
And it's another completed pass up the middle. They're going to be hurrying up to the line again. Jacksonville trying to keep their 2 timeouts as they're going to get set here. 40 seconds. Going to be taken back in an immediate sack. And Jacksonville still holding on to these 2 timeouts. They have some time to work with. They'll take it again. Christensen off to the left side. It'll be caught, taken in, one tackle broken, and he'll get around to the 7-yard line. And finally, Jacksonville takes one with 22 seconds remaining.
Yeah, 3rd and 1. They're probably going to take another chance or two at the end zone if they can get this first down with 22 seconds left. But got to play smart. They're well within Anthony Cece's field goal range. If they turn over the ball here, then really it's just a big loss for them as they miss out on points.
They've got 22 seconds and 1 timeout, so they've got a lot of different options to work with here on 3rd and 1 on the Carolina 7. Jacksonville. It's going to be Christensen. Drops back, looks for a pass to the right side, caught, and it's going to be on the 1-yard line. They're going hurry-up offense here. No time wasted from Jacksonville. They're going to take it again. Pass coming in again, and it'll be a touchdown. Jacksonville, they'll make it 20-10 as Ken Gossett comes away with the touchdown.
Yeah, and they go back-to-back to the out routes on Ken Gossett, and, not a whole lot that Carolina could do about it. Their defenders tried to come up and make the play, but just jumped on the ball a little too early. And on the second one, where Gossett actually finds the end zone, just a perfect cut, really caught the defenders off guard and was open in the end zone.
And it was a beautiful time management there from Jacksonville. They held on to their timeouts to get everything going, and it leaves Carolina with only 10 seconds to try and work with on this ensuing kickoff. But first, the PAT will be up and good. Make that 21-10 Jacksonville after they just punched their way downfield.
Yeah, I could be wrong, as I often am, but I think once Carolina gets the ball here on the kickoff, they'll probably just try to take the ball and go into halftime and really see what they can adjust in their game plan. It's something that just hasn't been working out for them.
Let's see what happens first on this kickoff, taken by Anthony Cece. It'll be a deep booming kick, returned out of the end zone. Left side spin to get away from one, but it'll set him up on the 23 with 5 seconds.
Yeah, if I had to guess, they'll give the ball to Logan Jack here and just see if they can get any yards off of it, or maybe a big time play, but not expecting a whole lot and just trying to go into halftime.
Yeah, I think they really just need to regroup and look here, but we'll find out. Final play of the drive. They will opt to go in the air. It'll be a pass over to the left side. They're not going to get a whole lot out of it. Number 26, Logan Jack, is brought down, and that will bring the half to a close. 21-10 Carolina, or 21-10 Jacksonville, I should say, as it's been an explosive start for the Jacksonville Kings.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, both teams have looked really good so far. You know, the scoreboard, you might try to argue otherwise, but Solly Richardson, 10 completions from 14 attempts, 85 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. I mean, Carolina's getting the ball out, dishing it around. They just can't seem to find the end zone when they've needed to.
Yeah, and it's just been the story of Jacksonville. When they get that space, they've been utilizing it well. We've seen them connecting with each other. They've used time management very efficiently on their side, and it's just continued to set them up in positions where they can score. And realistically, when they get into the red zone, or even really into the Carolina half, they have not been able to be stopped on converting points.
Yeah, I mean, most of that's come from Jared Willis. 14 attempts for 119 yards. He's averaging 8.5 yards per carry. And when a running back's moving like that, there's not a whole lot you can do about it because, you know, off of 2 runs, he's already got another first down for his team.
And it is. So it's going to have to be a battle here in the second half for Carolina. They're 11 points down, and they really need to fix some of these issues in their defense. But another thing you can fix is your apparel with Sector 6 is the official apparel provider of the Simulation Football League. And replica jerseys are out now. Get your name on the back of your team's or your fan favorite team's jersey and visit team stores and libraries for purchase options through sector6apparel.com or through our website at www.simulationfl.net. Just hit the shop button as, again, we get ready to roll into the second half here. And I'm curious what your take, Robert, on what Carolina really needs to try and key up here.
I mean, I think the biggest thing for Carolina at this point is if they can get their offensive line going, it's a whole different ballgame, because that's where Jacksonville's defense has played big, is these sacks and these tackles in the backfield where Logan Jack isn't able to get any kind of speed going.
Well, we still got plenty of game left to play, and Carolina certainly going to be looking to try and take advantage of this opening kickoff. And it will be away. Anthony CC kick it downfield. Return from the end zone as we get underway with quarter number 3. It'll be fielded to the 22-yard line, and that's where Carolina will start this half.
Yeah, and Carolina's averaged out right around the 22-yard line on every kick return they've had so far in this game. So starting where they regularly would, and I mean, early on in their drives, they usually look pretty good, so I don't expect much different here from them.
Well, let's see how they're able to get started here. 2 receivers out left, 1 to the right. It'll be a drop back for Sully, knocked down by number 25. That's going to be Michael Sprouse as he's able to prevent that passing play from making its way through.
Yeah, Michael Sprouse makes a great play coming in front of Harish Prasad and batting the ball down into the ground. But Sully's been making that kind of throw a lot this game where it's a little bit more of a lob. There's a whole lot of air underneath it, and it's easy for defenders to make the play. He's got to sharpen that throw up a little bit.
Let's see what they opt to go for here. 2nd and 10. And it's going to be a sack coming straight up the middle. Hunter Norwood punches his way through and is able to bring Sully Richardson down for a 5-yard loss.
Yeah, Hunter Norwood came flying through the line like a lion stalking his prey. Just takes Sully Richardson into the ground with no doubt. And now it's a 3rd and long for Carolina, and they've got to figure out what they're going to do now.
They were able to break out of this position once last half. Let's see if they can do it again. All receivers out wide. And Sully looks to throw, gets it deep to the right side. Unfortunately, they're not going to be able to connect on that play, and it'll set up a 4th down.
Yeah, it was a great attempt getting the ball to Heath McDaniel Jr., and I mean, it was a good throw on that one. It looked like maybe the ball got tipped up in the air. That or Heath just wasn't able to pull the reception down. So now the Skyhawks looking to punt backed up towards their end zone, and Jacksonville's likely going to start with good field position.
That they are. It is not the beginning to the second half that Carolina was looking for, as they will punt it away. Going to be sent out just past the halfway line, fielded to the halfway line. That is exactly where Jacksonville will begin this upcoming drive.
Yeah, and right at midfield is exactly where Jacksonville wants to set up at. You know, we talked about it coming out of halftime. Jacksonville, once they get into Carolina's side of the field, they just strike harder, it seems like, and are pretty efficient on this side of the field.
Well, 1st and 10 at midfield. Jacksonville will take over after a disappointing opening drive in the half for Carolina. They will get a sack in on Christian Christensen there. It's an excellent play up the middle to start off this Carolina defense.
Yeah, Phil Hall just came right up the middle and met Christensen in the pocket. Great job to pull him down. He's got to be careful on those tackles, though. Looking down into the ground, it's very likely with tackles like that you may end up missing.
2nd and 13. It's Christensen throws up the midfield again. This time it will connect. He's able to get a touch to get it within 2. 3rd and 2 as they try and continue this drive.
Carolina seemed to be playing a little bit deeper than normal on that play. Left the middle of the field pretty much wide open, and an easy play for Mike St. Green to make.
An easy play, and sometimes during this game, Jacksonville has just been making it look easy. But they're just playing these formations so well, connecting with each other on the passing plays and really utilizing the ground game when they need to. Does it look like Christensen might be looking to pass into the mid? And he does. It's a good pass. They're still fighting through it. Jared Willis able to grab that first down.
Jared Willis still running as strong as he was in the first half, able to put his shoulder down and truck right through a guy to make sure that he gets that first down for his team.
So with that first down, it's going to make Carolina continue to have to work here on defense. They've been having to do a lot of that. Their offense hasn't been able to generate too much momentum up to this point. It'll be a drop back. Throw left side. Connects, walks it out of bounds, but it'll be good for a gain of 6.
Yeah, just a quick and easy out route for Jacksonville. Something to just keep moving the ball downfield, but not a lot of risk on the throw. So easy choice for Christensen to make, and now facing a 2nd and 4.
Let's see what the Carolina defense can come up with here. Christensen going to drop back far again. Is looking, gets the throw off deep downfield, but it's going to be incomplete as number 22, Tristan Hatley, able to get there in time.
Yeah, and that was a great work between both the safeties, Tristan Hatley and Rochelle Colston, both of them in position to play coverage. Colston went up to make the interception, and Tristan just made sure that the receiver couldn't come up with it.
It was an excellent play. He was able to get there in time. As Jacksonville now 3rd and 4. Handoff up the midfield. It'll be good enough for a first down. And these handoffs up the middle have been so effective for Jacksonville. Jared Willis, time and time again, has been able to power his way through these defensive lines.
Again, Jacksonville actually got lucky on that last play. Jared Willis cut to a different gap to run through, actually, as the defender blew right through the hole at first.
Oh, and that's a truck. Almost able to pick up the first down, 2nd and inches. As again, Jared Willis just powering his way through these Carolina defenders.
Yeah, Jared Willis taking on anybody and everybody at this point, showing that he has strength. You know, not a running back that a lot of people in the SFL talk about, so making sure his name is out there and he's known.
That he is, and he's been doing an excellent job of it so far. Again, it'll be a handoff up midfield, good enough for a first down, and Willis will just continue to put in the work as it'll set them up on the 15-yard line. I mean, he's good for 137 yards on 18 attempts and 2 touchdowns so far. His conversion has been insane.
Yeah, he's running the ball as good as any running back can in the SFL right now, and the Kings have got a strike right now for him.
It's another pass. It's going to be an unfortunate spin away there from Mike St. Green. Had a little bit of space, but it'll end up bringing it to the 12-yard line, and they'll set up Jacksonville on 2nd and 7.
Yeah, Mike St. Green there realizing he wasn't going to get away from the tackle. Tried to do a little spin to get away, and instead ended up losing a little bit of yardage from the original reception.
Carolina, though, still has to try and handle this explosive Jacksonville offense. As Christensen dropped back, throw to the left side, caught first down and more as they're able to punch it through. Ken Gossett gonna be putting up another touchdown for Jacksonville.
Yeah, and Ken Gossett made a great choice here. He was originally on the out route, running behind the line to get the first down, decided to kind of fade across that line a little bit. Christensen put the ball ahead of him a little bit more, and after he made a defender miss, he was easily into the end zone.
And that'll give them a 17-point separation on Carolina. Now they'll try and make it 18. As Jacksonville continuing to prove their efficiency on the offensive side. Kick will be up and through, 28-10. We're about at the halfway point of the third quarter.
Yeah, Carolina's offense has got to come out hot and ready to go. Still plenty of time on the clock, but Jacksonville's starting to run away with this one quickly.
Kickoff here as Jacksonville again just being so deadly on offense. Carolina really needs to get something going. Otherwise, this game is going to be well and truly out of their grasp. It'll be fielded from the end zone, taken out. Jacksonville collapses. 21-yard line is where Carolina will get it. And that return from Shea Carroll is not going to be enough.
And they got to look to keep Solly Richardson hot, get him throwing the ball around even more than he has been. Been pretty accurate, 68.8 completion percentage right now. Just got to find that open receiver, and the line's got to give him the time to do it.
Carolina has got a lot to come back, and they really need to try and start it with this possession. It's a drop back from Sully, short pass, but it's going to be taken apart there by the defender. Carolina going to end up losing a yard out of that.
Yeah, that's one of those plays where, you know, you're excited because the guy pulled in a one-handed catch, and especially for a tight end, you don't see that very often, but you almost wish he'd have just dropped it there and they wouldn't have lost a yard.
That'll set up a 2nd and 11. Carolina handoff, and Jacksonville converges on them. Another loss of yardage there, and it'll set up a 3rd and long.
Yeah, and as we said, the blocking's been the main story of the game here in Jacksonville. Again, just swarming Logan Jack before he can even have a chance to think about where he's going to cut. They're all over him.
Let's see what Carolina can do here. It'll be Sully, drop back, throw, and it's knocked apart, almost intercepted by Jacksonville, but either way, it marks an end of yet another Skyhawk drive.
Yeah, Solly didn't have any chance to get the ball out there, just trying to avoid taking a sack, and as he gets hit, the ball comes out, so it soars up just a little bit farther than he would like, and the defender's right there waiting for it. But luckily for the Skyhawks, the ball fell to the ground.
So 4th and 13, Carolina will punt it away yet again. 5:25 left in the third quarter. They can't continue to let opportunities get away from them as it's fielded. Good spin move to get away from one, but Carolina gets there in time. And Jacksonville set up to take over the ball at the 48-yard line.
Yeah, and they're just outside of the 50. And this has really been a spot they've been set up in a lot of this game so far. And it's a good spot for them. They can look to use Jared Willis because they don't have as far to go. And at this point, if they end up having to kick a field goal, it doesn't hurt them too much.
At this point, I think Jacksonville just looking for any way they can to continue to add to the separation they've built. It'll be a handoff up mid. Carolina not going to fall for it that time. Stops it for no gain.
And Carolina's linebackers come up, make a big play to stop Jared Willis before he can make a play on the ball, able to take him down at the line of scrimmage and force a 2nd down.
2nd and 10. Jacksonville with an 18-point lead, but they're looking to try and make it more. Christensen, drop back, looks to throw, midfield catch, and it's an excellent pass as well. Gets there with speed. Jack Wall, the tight end, able to bring it down for a 1st down.
Yeah, great job by the tight end, able to come up and make the catch on that play. Just a good job on the slant, staying in front of the defenders and getting that ball.
1st and 10 on the 37-yard line. Carolina's defense has got to be tired right now. They've been on the field quite a lot so far this game. They're going to have to continue to try and put up a stand here as Jacksonville marches down the field. It'll be a throw left side, caught in open space. They'll be able to grab the 1st down. That's going to be Ken Gossett getting it through before he steps out.
And Ken Gossett, a little off balance off of the catch, has to come back just a little bit. Ends up getting into a little bit of contact with the defender and going out of bounds.
The challenge coming in on that play. I think they thought he stepped out a little bit early. We'll let the referees take a look at it. But either way, Carolina really needs a break here. We take a look at this one. He gets the catch. That looks pretty good to me. I don't know about you.
You know, it looked like he had possession to me. You only need 1 foot down in bounds on that. But the way Harish Prasad's celebrating, it looks like they overturned the call.
Yeah, the referees maybe seeing an angle we didn't on that official review. I think I may have called it a challenge, but either way, it's a victory there for Carolina. As now Jacksonville going to be set up on 2nd and 1 instead of grabbing that first down. Christensen. He's got 2 receivers outright. It'll be a pass off into the mid. Yet again, it's been a very effective play for Jacksonville, and they are able to grab that first down.
Jared Willis able to fight ahead for a couple yards and make sure he gets the first down for his team. And Phil Hall, good job making the tackle, making sure that Willis couldn't get any farther than he already did.
Going to be set up again here. Handoff. Takes it for a good couple of yards before Carolina able to stop it short. It'll set up a 2nd and 8 now.
Levon Irvine doing a good job coming up with a big hit on Jared Willis, showing a little bit of frustration that the Carolina defense has had to deal with so far in this game.
Let's see what the Carolina defense can do here at this point in the game. They're on 2nd and 8, and they really need to stop. Drop back, throw, and it's going to be good. Brought down for a first down at around the 14-yard line.
That was just an unfortunate play as Chad Nevels actually was right on Jack Wall. Pretty good coverage, but Jack Wall able to pull that ball in and make the reception.
Yeah, and it just continues to show the efficiency of this Jacksonville offense as they get lined up again. Carolina really has got to hope for a turnover of some kind at this point. There'll be another drop back, pass out right, caught. Some be able to get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe gains 1, but a solid defensive posture there for Carolina.
And that time, Christensen delivered the ball just a little too early for Willis, where he had to readjust himself, and that's why he didn't get the chance to cut up field, as he had lost his balance just that little bit, and it gives Carolina the time to make the tackle.
2nd and 9 on the 13. There'll be another drop back, looking for a throw into the end zone. Tipped up, almost intercepted. Carolina had an opportunity, but they're not able to come away with it, and sets up 3rd and 9.
Davidson Joseph already with 1 interception in this game. Tries to get his 2nd there, but just could not come up with it. Bats it up in the air and then wasn't able to get underneath it after that.
Well, this could be a big stop. If Carolina is able to come away with it, they'll be happy to take potentially only 3 points from this Jacksonville drive. So there'll be a big drop back and a bigger sack coming through. Christensen taken to the ground as Carolina sets up a 4th and 17.
Yeah, Levon Irvine just came off of that edge with a full head of steam and laid out Christensen before he could even have a chance of thinking about throwing that football.
So they are going to set up for a field goal here. Look to make it 31-10. Snap is off, kick is up. And it's good from 38 yards away. Jacksonville making it a 3-touchdown lead.
Yeah, 1:36 left in this 3rd quarter. Still plenty of time for the Skyhawks, but they've got to strike soon. As you said, it's a 3-possession game at this point. Plenty of time, but they've got to perform the way that they know they can.
That they do, and I know all the Carolina fans, whether they're watching on YouTube or also with us from 252 ESPN Greenville, New Bern. We appreciate everyone that's watching. I know the fans of the Skyhawks are really going to be looking for them to try and make a turnaround here. They got 1.5 minutes left in the 3rd and a whole other quarter after that. 3 touchdowns feels like a lot, but they can change the tide quickly as they take this return to about the 24-yard line.
Yeah, and another great return by Shea Carroll, able to get up there and set his team up with pretty good starting field position. But now the Skyhawks offense has got to come out and do their jobs.
And it's time to get your heads down and really make a push here. You're down by a lot, but you've got possession and time on your side, although that time part is quickly running out as they get a handoff, spin maneuver, breaks one tackle, able to break two. He's going to get 9 yards out of that play to get him 2nd and 1.
Yeah, and Logan Jack, even when he didn't have the chance to gain any more yards on that play, he found a way to, got tackled from behind, pushed ahead for another yard or two, and now 2nd and 1 for Carolina at their own 33. It was a good start to this drive.
Well, let's see what Carolina is able to come away with here. It'll be a drop back. Throw midfield, intercepted by Jacksonville. And of everything that Carolina would have wanted to happen, that was the last on their list.
And Alex Bond just came flying up on the coverage and able to pick that ball off. Dove in front of the receiver to make that catch. A great play by the strong safety. And Jacksonville's got the ball again in Carolina territory.
Well, that drive from Carolina ending in disaster. As Jacksonville Kings able to come away with a monumental turnover as they hand it off up midfield. It's a tried and true play for them so far this game, and they're able to grab 2 out of it.
Yeah, I think they look to use Jared Willis often as they have really the whole game, but now going to try to go to him a little bit more and start to play the clock management game.
2nd and 8 on the Carolina 38. Jacksonville sets up with 1 receiver out wide on either side. Be a drop back, throw to the left. Good catch, powering his way through. It'll get him inches away from the 1st down.
And Zane Doty does a great job, even though he got blown up on the tackle, able to hold on to the legs of Jared Willis and trip him up just that little bit more so that his teammates could come in and make the tackle.
6 seconds in the half. We'll see if they can get one more playoff. Yes, they will. It'll be another handoff. It's going to get stopped short. Carolina keeping it at 4th and inches as the 3rd quarter comes to a close. But it's a monumental lead for the Jacksonville Kings, 31-10. And only 11 minutes left to play for Carolina to try and find their way back into this game. As we get set up again here for the next drive, Carolina not in control of the ball, are really caught in an awkward spot here. Jacksonville is going to look to try and get another 3 put up on the board. Snap is off. Kick is up. It's a long kick, but it's able to make it through from 47 yards. An absolutely booming one coming through from Anthony Cece to make it 34-10.
Yeah, and with just under 11 minutes left to go, the Skyhawks have got to move downfield quickly. They got to play efficient on offense.
Well, now they're really running out of space here. Every time Carolina makes one of those mistakes like that turnover we saw on their last drive, makes it harder and harder for them to try and climb their way back into this game, especially with how dominating Jacksonville has been. This kick off going to be fielded deep in the end zone. They're just going to take a knee, take it out to the 20.
Yeah, smart move way deep in the end zone. Don't risk anything. Take your knee and get your yards up to the 20 to start the drive. And Sully Richardson's got to shake off the interception from the last drive.
Yeah, they really can't afford to let themselves think about it at this point. They've got to get something moving, and they've got to do it fast. 10 minutes, 55 seconds is all that remains in this game. And it is a 24-point. Oh, another interception from Jacksonville, and they are just driving a stake in the heart of this Carolina offense.
And who else but Alex Bond to come up and make the interception. Again, jumping in front of the receiver, jumping the route, and making a great play on the ball to get his team the ball back and to stop Carolina from having a chance to make a comeback.
And things going from bad to worse for the Carolina Skyhawks. 2 possessions in a row, 2 interceptions in both of them. as it sets up Jacksonville in incredible field position. 1st and 10 on the 18-yard line. It's going to be a drop back to throw, almost intercepted, but dropped. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, and Jacksonville got really lucky there. That ball was put right into Shrevon Prasad's lap, and it almost seemed like it may have caught him off guard. He wasn't quite expecting the ball to come to him. Just falls to the ground incomplete.
Let's see if Jacksonville can continue to just rack up the score here. Looks like they might be going for another pass off up the middle. This is normally how they line up when they go for it. No, it'll be a drop back. Christensen looking right, connects, 1st down, trying to find more, but he's not going to be able to punch it through. Grayson Willis is going to get him 1st and goal on the 4-yard line.
Yeah, these two teams have had a little bit of a rivalry in the past, and so Jacksonville coming out just trying to rub a little bit of salt in the wound, see if they can find the end zone through the air again.
He's almost able to punch his way through. Fortunately for Carolina, Michelle Colston, she was able to get there just in time. So it'll be 1st and goal on the 4-yard line. Jacksonville looking to see what else they can do here. Drop back, looking to throw left, wide open, no one around. And Jared Willis again putting up the points. 40-10 now it is.
And Jacksonville did a great job on that play, stacked a lot of guys up on the right side of the formation and really offset the defense for Carolina. And at that point, it was an easy walk-in for Jared Willis.
And it's just racking up points upon points here. Things are looking bleak for Carolina. They need an absolute miracle to begin to try and make their way back into this game as Jacksonville lines up for the PAT attempt. Snap will be off. Kick is up. And the kick is good. 41-10 now. The game sits. As we claw closer and closer to the end of this match, only 10 minutes left in the 4th.
And Carolina's got to look at the playbook. They've had some plays that have worked pretty well passing through the air, and the last couple drives just haven't been able to get it working. So maybe go back to the plays they called earlier in the game. Even if it is a shorter pass, you get a little bit more of a chance to get the ball downfield.
But they really need to get something moving here as they field it out of the end zone. It'll be a run back, bad decision, tackle coming through. And that's going to be Jacksonville pinning Carolina deep, and that's the last thing that Carolina needed.
Yeah, Shea Carroll looking to try to get something done, just panicked a little bit and ended up getting caught at the 14-yard line, pinned back a little deeper than they would like, and they got to figure out how to move the ball quickly.
Carolina, if they're going to do anything, they need to do it on this drive because it's already looking bleak. It'll be a handoff to the left side. Spin move, not going to be doing a whole lot. Jacksonville brings them down at the 20-yard line, and they'll set up a 2nd and 4.
Carolina looked efficient on that run, which is something they've been trying to work most of this game, finally able to get the blocks on the edge they needed, and Logan Jack gets an easy 6-yard gain.
Carolina lining up again. Going to be a drop back, throw to the right side. It gets good enough for a 1st down and a couple more as he's brought down. But that time still ticking away here.
Yeah, but trying to get Solly composed in the pocket again after those last 2 interceptions. And what better way to do it than to hit Logan Jack on some swing passes, just gain up that momentum and try to forget about those turnovers.
It's a solid run up that right side. We'll grab them about 3. But this Carolina offense needs to try and put something together here and try and, get something out of it. Even if you can't mount a comeback, at least try and get some extra points on the board for the spread, because so far it has not been a very productive night for the Skyhawks offense.
Yeah, and they're running the ball a little bit more than they probably should at this point in the game. Got to get the ball in the air, try to get downfield.
We see one air in the air there for a first down. And I'm sure everyone watching who's a Skyhawks fan will be glad to see them pick up that first down. And if you are watching and you want more SFL content, our Discord community has podcasts, articles, and highlights about the league, its team, and its players. And if you subscribe to our YouTube channel at Simulationfl and visit our website, more news, features, and information as that pass going to be knocked incomplete.
Yeah, they run another post route there. And, they got to be careful running that. That's the same play that on the last drive Alex Bond was able to pick off, and it was almost intercepted again there as Heath McDaniel Jr. was really just covered up by the defense.
It's going to be Carolina lining up again here on the 36-yard line. Time sitting at around 8:05, frozen until the snap. It'll be a drop back from Sully, pass to the left side. Good run, looks to truck his way through is Logan Jack, and he's able to grab 7 out of it to set up 3rd and 3.
Yeah, J.R. Lawless making sure that Logan Jack wasn't going to get away from that. Grabs him and throws him to the ground to make the tackle. Now looking at a 3rd and 3 for the Skyhawks. A lot of options to go to. Let's see where they go.
Looks like they may be trying to go for a throw here. It'll be another drop back. Pass midfield, caught, taken down and around the Jacksonville 47. As Carolina finally starting to pick up the pace a bit on offense, but it might be too little too late as Harish Prasad able to come away with that throw.
Yeah, and that was an easy play for Solly Richardson. Harish Prasad came in on a slant route. Just a quick way to get across that first down line and keep the ball moving.
And I'm really surprised they haven't gone for Prasad more. He's only been targeted twice, but he's been able to get 22 yards out of his possessions. There's a massive sack coming through. It'll set up Carolina on 2nd and 18.
Yeah, the blocking game has just not been there for the Skyhawks, and Hunter Norwood gets in on his 2nd sack of the game, equaling up to 4 total for the Jacksonville defense tonight.
And it's been a really strong showing from them as Carolina still just trying to get the wheel moving here. Sully will look to take it from center. Drop back there. Looking to throw. Gets another pass off into the midfield. And it'll pick up a bunch there. It'll set up 3rd and 6. Heath McDaniel Jr. coming away with that catch.
Heath McDaniel Jr. just running across the middle of the field in front of the safety. It's a good option for Solly Richardson to get them back ahead of the chains. Now looking at a 3rd and 6, they're going to have to most likely pass here, but let's see what they do.
They've got receivers out wide. Snap is going to be off. Looking to throw, gets it downfield, almost intercepted. And Carolina's got to be careful, otherwise they're going to be getting their 3rd interception on the night if they keep it up.
Yeah, and that was a crazy play there because, as you said, the ball was almost intercepted, but then it was batted back, almost caught by another receiver, batted into the hands of another defender, and just kept bouncing back and forth before it fell to the ground.
And an interesting decision to punt here on 4th and 6. You're down by 31. There's only 6 minutes left. Might as well just go for it at this point, but instead they'll give possession back to Jacksonville, and they're not going to be able to catch it before it enters the end zone. Jacksonville are going to be given possession at the 20-yard line.
I think at this point, Carolina's just trying to play the clock, see what they can do near the end of the game, see if they can leave on a high note, as not much has been going for them in this game.
Not much at all. It's been the Jacksonville show through and through. It was a little close at the beginning, but ever since then, Jacksonville has just pulled away as another handoff in the midfield. They've loved this play so much, and I can't see why not. It's been 22 attempts for Jared Willis and 150 yards, 2 touchdowns on the ground, and 1 touchdown in the air. He has been a massive performer so far for them in this game.
Yeah, Jared Willis has played great for Jacksonville, and just to work alongside with that, Christian Christensen, 23 completions for 219 yards and 3 touchdowns. I mean, all parts of their offense have worked well tonight.
Yeah, that it has as they continue to try and run the ball here. 3rd and 2nd, the clock ticking time away, and what will be an inevitable win here for the Jacksonville Kings, barring an absolute collapse, of course. They'll get lined up again, 3rd and 2. Going to be Christensen. Another handoff up midfield. Carolina more prepared for it this time, and Jared Willis not going to be able to truck his way past anyone on that play.
Yeah, it seems like maybe Jared Willis is starting to tire, just moving a little bit slower in the backfield. Carolina's been able to get to him later on as the game's gotten, and now they force a punt, and the Skyhawks get a chance to come out on offense.
We'll see how good of a punt this one ends up being. We haven't had to see Jacksonville punt too many times this game. They're going to let the time tick away. Comes through, punt is up. It's going to be back deep. Return coming through. He's not going to be able to break past the line. It'll set Carolina up on their own 41-yard line.
This is a great spot for the Skyhawks to start out on offense. At the 41, just before the 50, they're almost in Jacksonville field already at the start of the drive. If they play smart, they might be able to get some points on the board.
Let's see what they can put together here. It's a little bit out of the question to expect them to get 31 points in 4 minutes, but you're right, they may be able to get a couple just to ease the blow of this game. It'll be another drop back pass out left. It's going to be good for a first down and more as he gets a spin maneuver coming through. Carolina going to be using the hurry-up offense there as Logan Jack was able to pick up a couple. We'll see what they'll do off of this ensuing play. It'll be Sully taking drop back again. He's going to get a pass off mid, and it's going to be another good catch. They're going to be hurrying up a lot here, and I wish we'd have seen this sort of urgency from them earlier on in this game.
Yeah, no, they're moving the ball well right now, making sure they're finding the open guys and getting the balls out to them.
That one almost intercepted, came close. Bernard Gooden able to get his hands on it, but either way, it'll stop that little bit of momentum they started to build. It'll stop the clock as well at 3:35. 2nd and 10 on the 26-yard line, and Carolina, I mean, at this point, just trying to ease the burden of this game.
Yeah, 2nd and 10 at the 26. They're not too far out. They should get points on the board unless they try to play crazy and force a turnover.
Oh, another pat down there, and Jacksonville starting to pick up again on what Carolina is looking to put together. It's now 3rd and 10, and Carolina is going to be walking away pretty upset if they can't get anything out of this drive.
Yeah, and that was just a quick out route on Carolina's side, and Jacksonville played that well as they see it quite often in practice going up against the quick outs that their offense runs.
All the receivers out. It'll be Sully Richardson by his lonesome as he drops back. Big pass down the midfield, and he's able to connect. It'll be 1st and goal on the 1-yard line as Carolina tries to punch one in. They'll hurry up to the line of scrimmage here. It'll be another passing attempt into the end zone and knocked down again. Hands on that one from number 54 on the defense as they stop Carolina yet again.
Yeah, and at the 1-yard line, that was a bad formation to get stuck in. No running back in the backfield. The defense knows you're going to pass, and there's not a whole lot of land you can go to.
Either way, Carolina needs, at least for their momentum going into next week's game, to try and get 7 from this. 1 yard, that's all they need. Drop back, they opt to throw again. It'll be a short pass to the left side, but it's good enough for a touchdown. And that's going to get Tony Zoma some time in the spotlight. It'll make it 41-16.
Yeah, Tony Zoma, mostly known with the Skyhawks for being a blocking fullback, but able to get out in space and get a quick 1-yard reception for the touchdown. The Skyhawks closed the gap just a little bit, but really they're just playing the clock game at this point.
They're going to look to kick here to make it 41-17. Snap is off, kick is up, and it's good for 1. Carolina finally able to generate some offense and get some points on the board.
Yeah, and the thing here is we're likely to see an onside kick attempt possibly, and if the Skyhawks can get it, they got a little bit of momentum now, but they got to make sure to get the ball.
And if they're going to have any hopes of a comeback, they have to get this onside kick here. It's going to be off in the air, received by Jacksonville, and they'll set them up with excellent field position at the 39-yard line.
Yeah, that ball just took a bad bounce for the Skyhawks and went right towards the Jacksonville players, easily picked up. And this may be the last drive of the game if Jacksonville plays the run as they have most of the game.
Yeah, I don't expect to see them going in the air too much here. It'll be a handoff up midfield and find solid space. Are able to grab 8 out of it. And the time will begin to tick down against Carolina.
Yeah, and Jacksonville's got their backups in, but Urban does a great job finding the hole and fighting ahead for an 8-yard gain.
Time continuing to tick away as Jacksonville just looks to end this game mercifully for Carolina. Maybe grab a couple more points on their way out. But it really has just been a dominating victory at home for them. They'll get lined up again here, 31-yard line. Another handoff up the middle. It's not going to be enough for anything other than a loss of 1. But still, that time continues to tick away. We near the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, big hit from Phil Hall in the backfield. Takes the backups down and forces Jacksonville into what will likely be the 2-minute warning. So gets a chance to get a little bit of a breather and try to figure out what they're going to do to end the game.
And there it is, the 2-minute warning coming in. And it's still Jacksonville in control of the ball, in control of the pacing, and in control of the lead, 41-17. And I guess the only thing left to see is if we'll see them score any more points before this game is out. As they get lined up here. It's going to be another handoff up the midfield. Stop just short, and a timeout coming through, although I don't know how much good that's going to do.
And Urban running just as well in his couple times getting the ball so far as Jared Willis has pretty much all game, able to fight ahead for, right around 8 yards and make the Skyhawks try to come up and tackle him.
We'll see what they're able to come away with here. They get lined up on the Carolina 17-yard line. 2 receivers out left. There'll be another handoff in the middle. We'll make that 2nd and 10. Carolina uses their second of 3 timeouts.
Yeah, Carolina just trying to see if they can drag the clock on enough for their offense to get a chance at the ball again. See if they can get any more points on the board and at least make it look like a more competitive game than it was.
Yeah, that's really all they're looking for at this point, is to try and just get some points for the road. But Jacksonville still has an opportunity of their own to score here as it's another run up the middle, 3rd and 8. And Carolina will use their last timeout.
And now 3rd and 8. This is the chance that Carolina needs. They're likely going to see another run here unless Jacksonville's, trying to rub some more salt in. But field goal range for Jacksonville, they're likely to get points either way they go.
Let's see what happens here. There'll be another handoff up the midfield to make it 4th and 8. But now with no timeouts and no way to stop the clock, it'll begin to tick its way down the final stretch.
Yep, and, Jacksonville's going to bring Anthony CC out to kick another field goal. The Skyhawks will get a chance to come out on offense again and see if they can get anything done before the end of the game.
Well, let's see if they can get this to 44. It will be Anthony CC here for the kick. Snap is off. Kick is up and through for another 32 yards out. And Jacksonville just continuing to put up the points.
Anthony Cece 3 for 3 on the game today, and that one just an easy chip shot for him from around 30 yards. Easy for him to make.
Well, it looks like potentially one final opportunity for Carolina here in the waiting moments of this game. So see if they can get 20 or more points on the board as this kickoff going to be underway. Received in the end zone, will be brought out midfield. Cuts to the left, not quite able to beat around that final defender. And so Carolina will begin their final drive of the game from the 17-yard line.
And a great job by Jacksonville special teams to pin Carroll down and make sure he's got nowhere to go, and then lay a big hit on him, just put the shoulder into his pads.
Well, 1 minute, 2 seconds, no timeouts for Carolina. That's Sully Richardson all by himself. Will look to throw at midfield, gets a good connection on the pass and grabs a couple more out of it. They'll hurry up after picking up that first down. They'll get the snap off again here, and they'll spike it down to stop the clock and give them a little bit more time to think about what they want to do.
Yeah, all slants is a good play to quickly move downfield for them as they went to that last play. But if they're trying to take a shot to the end zone with 48 seconds left, I don't know that all slants is the way to go for them.
I don't either. It looks like an empty backfield here in the shotgun. Will be a drop back throw right side, almost intercepted. Jacksonville is just looking to pad those stats on defense even more right there.
Yeah, and a diving attempt at the interception, trying to pick the ball off and really just send Carolina into the locker room bitter and upset. But luckily for the Skyhawks, not able to come up with that interception, and they got another shot at 3rd and 10.
That they do. The drop back, looks for another throw. Off to the right side. It's a good catch and will be down the sideline. Able to escape one, able to escape two, and it'll be a touchdown, Carolina. They're able to grab a couple of more points off the board as it's an excellent row from Shea Carroll.
If Shea Carroll gets the ball and just turns on the afterburners, make sure he's ahead of the defender and they can't get him in any way possible. The one guy that had the chance to make the tackle misses, and he's into the end zone.
And an excellent run after the pickup there, escaping pressure and able to get it through. Doesn't do a whole lot to change the outcome of this game, but I'm sure he'll appreciate having the stats on it for this one. As the line up to make it 44-24. The snap will be coming through, up and good. 44-24 to 20-point separation. And Carolina at least able to grab a little bit back here in the waning moments.
And I think they're going to take another attempt at an onside kick here, just as they did the last time, and see if they can try to come up with the ball and make some kind of miraculous comeback.
Let's see what happens here. It'll be high up, and it's still on the ground. They're fighting for it. I'm not quite sure who came away with it, and it looks like it may have been Carolina that came away with the ball there.
Yeah, I'm not sure. A lot of back and forth, a bunch of people on the ground looking like they were covering up the ball, but it looks to me as though Jacksonville's got their offense on the field.
Yeah. There was a little bit of a scuffle there at the midfield work, but Jacksonville going to be lining up in the victory formation as they look to end this game out. There comes the knee from Christian Christensen, and it will begin the final 25 seconds on the clock. Jacksonville going to be able to hold on to a massive 20-point victory over the Carolina Seahawks at home.
Yeah, and there's nothing better than to be an offensive player and be able to come out and get into that victory formation, the best formation in football, kneel the ball out, and in this game, taking a 20-point lead at home. Good game by Jacksonville.
And that is the end of regulation there. We see the teams and coaches meeting up in midfield, but again, it is Jacksonville, the team that absolutely showed up to play. When they needed to make it happen, they did, and you can see it plainly in their time of possession. 3 minutes more than Carolina. They take advantage of 2 turnovers, and they just absolutely dominate, whether it be in the air or on the ground, to come away with a statement win.
Yeah, Jacksonville's offensive line did a lot for Jared Willis and Christian Christensen that the Carolina offensive line did not do for Solly Richardson and Logan Jack. And I think that was a big part of the game, was the blocking up front and making the plays.
And in the end there, Carolina able to pick up a little bit at the end. We really needed to see that hustle from them sooner on, but they're at least able to prevent the absolute blowout. But they'll be looking to look at this film and set up, because this puts Carolina at 2-3. Meanwhile, Jacksonville will be set up on 3-2 now with that victory as they look ahead to their future games. But all around, I think the one player that stands out to me the most here, Robert, is absolutely Jared Willis. Whether it be on the ground or in the air, he was making it happen for Jacksonville tonight.
Yeah, Jared Willis is definitely a big option for player of a game. Another guy that I would look at would be strong safety Alex Bond. 6 tackles, 3 tackles for loss of pass defense, and those 2 big interceptions, and just really good plays on the football to pick it off.
Absolutely, but that is going to do it for us here at the Simulation Football League for this matchup between the Carolina Skyhawks and the Jacksonville Kings. It's a 4-quarter game, but it ends 44-24 in favor of Jacksonville. Thank you to all of those tuning in via YouTube, and also those again at 252 ESPN Greenville, New Bern. My name's been Brett Morgan. With me this evening has been Robert Garrett. We hope you've had a great evening, and we'll see you in the next one.